Hi! Is that how you do normal YouTuber intros? I don't usually do sit down videos like this, but I've always wanted to make a favorites video, and now that August has just ended, I would love to do a little recap of my favorite things in August. And I have so much to talk about. I have TV shows and movies and video games and music to get into, so let's just get into it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is entertainment. I love Abbott Elementary, and I was scrolling on TikTok one day and I realized Abbott Elementary season 3 was out all of a sudden. I don't know how long ago it came out, but August is when I realized, and so I was like, wow, I have to watch this. But I kinda wanted to watch it with my boyfriend Ben, so I was like, hey Ben, you gotta watch season 1 too. So me and Ben, we sit down and we run through the entirety of Abbott Elementary. It's so funny and it knows what it's doing and it's so good, and I love the slow burn that it has between the two main characters. I think the most obvious notion of the show is that it's a lot like The Office, but I think it's done in such a great way to be put into an elementary school. Like, they knew what they were doing with the whole like office cameras thing, but how to turn it into a school setting and how to make it more modern. And I think it's great. I love Abbott Elementary. The next show I want to talk about is Umbrella Academy, because season 4 came out this month and I'm very happy about it. I remember I had the remote scrolling through Netflix. I see Umbrella Academy season 4 comes out tomorrow. I looked at my roommate and went, bitch, I'm watching the whole thing tomorrow. So I sat my ass down the next day, I grabbed a crochet project, boom, watched the entirety of season 4 with my roommate. Incredible season. And it was a great finale too. I just want to say, if you guys watch Umbrella Academy season 3, then you all know what the fuck happened there. Before I watched season 4, even though they give a recap at the beginning of the season, I had to read like an article about what the fuck happened in season 3 because I did not know what was going on. Season 3 sucked, man. Season 4, mwah. But also they cut Klaus's hair, so I don't know how I feel about that. But we had lots of Klaus. We had lots of five. Oh. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but man, that was crazy. I recently started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine while I was visiting back home in August. Wow, is this show awesome. And for years, I had friends watching it, telling me to watch it, and I was like, no, it's lame. I'm an idiot. This show's awesome. It's my new Office. And I love Captain Holt, I love Jake, I love Amy, I love Rosa, I love Gina. I like if Gina and Boyle were one person. Like if they kept up their secret relationship and one day that came out with a baby, that'd be me. So I feel very seen in this show. The next TV show I want to talk about is Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls has just been trending again, but you know why? It's because that fucking website and like the teaser, maybe there's a season 3. I'm gonna be honest, didn't do a lot of research, but I was like, damn, I should rewatch that. And I was watching an episode today, and I finally got to like the Tale of Two Stands. I was telling my boyfriend this, but what I love about Gravity Falls is that every episode is so memorable, and like any episode I can be like, oh, I already know how that happens, I can skip it. That's every single episode. I love its replayability, and I love how memorable it is, and it's just sweet and it's cute and it's funny, especially with the Blanchard song. Girl, we Blanchard. I live up in a mansion.
I'm a Blanchard, girl, we Blanchard. I live up in a mansion.
I couldn't stop singing that all day today. I really love the potential that the show had, but I wish it wasn't on Disney, because now that I was older, I was like, man, this had so much potential to be even funnier. But you could kind of see the direction that Alex Hirsch had to take it because it was being released on Disney. And on the flip side of that, I was talking to my boyfriend about this. Well, let's have a count of how many times I mentioned I've been talking to my boyfriend. I was talking to him about how some of the things on that show were just like crazy that they were on Disney. That Disney was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, oh. Because like some of these things would have like terrified me as a kid. Like, I mean, I did watch the show as a kid, and it didn't. But like, I was looking at some of that, I was like, damn, that's kind of scary, man. For Disney? Like, that's scary for Disney. But I guess it was on Disney XD, so like, who cares? Disney Slay. You know, I don't know. In terms of movies, I have 3 movies that I want to shortly talk about. It will be short, I promise. We have the Lego Movie. The Lego Movie is the best movie ever made. It's not my favorite movie, but it's really close. Again, rewatchability, how memorable it is, how awesome mixed media is. Oh, it's so good, the story. I didn't know that there was a Lego Movie 2 until I watched this movie with my friends. Like literally we were all just kind of hanging out and I was watching the Netflix, like you know the loading Netflix screen when it's like showing you the previews of different shows and movies. The Lego Movie kept popping up and you know there's a group of us talking and one guy, he just takes the remote, clicks play on the Lego Movie. And you know, it's funny. Everyone's still kind of talking, you know, I'm talking kind of across the room to people. I look beside me. Ben's just at the TV. And I go, oh yeah, Lego Movie. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then I try to talk to other people, but then I'm like, but Lego Movie. And so then I start watching, and then all of a sudden everyone just starts watching slowly, and we all just stop talking. And halfway through the movie, I was just like, I can't believe we just started watching the Lego Movie. Like, we all just stopped hanging out to watch the Lego Movie. And we all went home after. So we accidentally had a movie night, but that was really fun. Like, who doesn't love the Lego Movie? Next, I wanted to talk about Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I love this movie, and I got to show Ben for the first time, which was really nice. It's just one of my favorite movies. It's in my top 4, and it was shown to me in my film class in high school. I just have never been the same since. This was actually probably the first time I watched the movie without crying at the end. And you know what's crazy? I've never read the book, but a lot of people I know did read the book in high school, and they're like, the book sucks. Why would I want to watch the movie? And I'm like, brother, I don't know what the book's about, but this movie's killer. I don't know, the cinematography is gorgeous. It's beautifully shot. The storyline's funny. The storyline is interesting and captivating and dramatic, yet the dialogue is still so lighthearted and fun, and it does feel like a teen movie, you know? I just really enjoy it. I was so happy I got to show that to Ben for the first time. I was like, you're in for a treat, brother. Last movie I want to talk about is Moxie. Now, I had never watched Moxie, but you know, I'd seen the TikToks, you know, come up and little short clips of it, and I was like, okay, I want to watch Moxie. It looks interesting. Girl makes a zine and it gets popular. So I watched it with my grandparents and my mom, and I knew my mom and my grandma would be into it. My grandpa, not so much. And at first, when we were watching it, I was scared. I was like, is this movie gonna be good? Or is it gonna be like unbiased? Like it definitely made an attempt in some ways that it shouldn't have. But for the overall message, if we're talking about like girl power, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really sweet, and personally I had something like that happen in my high school. Not necessarily with the whole zine thing or like Moxie Club, but we did have a protest and we did have a talk how it looked like in the end of the movie. I never really participated in it because I didn't know anyone that was going on in that. Like I knew the one girl that was standing up and talking about this issue, but I wasn't close with her and I didn't really know what was going on, and so watching the movie it kind of really opened my eyes about more about how to understand that situation, and I was like, wow, it's like really interesting, and I took a lot of good away from the movie, and it was just a fun watch. There were some things that were cringe where it was like, I don't want to look at that. I found myself repeatedly bringing it up. I think I brought it up yesterday with someone. But I've brought it up with multiple friends since I've watched it, so I feel like it made a good enough impact on me. Next up, I want to talk about games. I recently bought A Little to the Left on my Switch because I wanted to use my Switch more because my mom bought me my Switch and I wanted to spend more time on it and more time in the living room with like my roommate and stuff, and not just like cooped up in my room. And I really loved it. It's super calming and it's fun. I love that it has a daily aspect to it that keeps you coming to it. I love that it has DLC, even though the game was like still a couple hours. Like I love games that are only several hours long. Like not super long, not super short, but you know, I had a decent amount of time and I can always pick it back up when I want to later. I found myself doing that a lot. And what I also really love is that it has a hint section at no cost. If I need a hint, it just gives me the hint. I like that. You know, sometimes the puzzle's a little hard. Sometimes I don't want to be searching it up on Google and watching a YouTube walkthrough of it. And I really appreciate that about the game. And it made me want to play more and it made me enjoy the game. And then, you know, when I looked at the hint, I'd be like, oh, I get it now. And it would help me with the future tasks. I'd be like, okay, well, this hint told me this before, maybe it applies here. And like sometimes it does, and I'm like, oh, okay. So now I'm having fun and I'm engaged with the game. Sometimes we need help and that's okay. And the other game I've been playing a lot is Stardew Valley because I just recently reached perfection and I reached the summit, and I had been playing that game since I think December of 2020. Now this wasn't on my first save file. This was a third save file I had made because I just wanted to like restart and like have some fun. And I ended up making like $1 million in like I think like the first year and a half. And I was like, okay, I know how to play the game now because I still hadn't made my first million in my first save file. And I was in like year 4, which is crazy. It was kind of nice to know like how the mechanics worked at that point. And I got perfection in year 5 and So that was really nice to get that accomplished throughout like kind of the year, but it happened in August, so that's nice. Next up, I want to talk about food, which I feel like is not something people usually talk about in favorites videos, but there's just two things that I've been making constantly this month, which is craft dinner and hot dogs, which, can I be so real with you guys? I think I'm gonna make that for dinner tonight. I had it for dinner 2 nights ago. I just love craft dinner and I love the hot dogs in it, and I get my good yummy pasta and I get the protein I need. So I don't see what the issue is. I am sensing a lot of fun and fierceness and yumminess and gooiness and cheesiness. It's a great meal. I've been eating it for 20 years straight. I was worried that I was gonna get sick of it, but it's been 20 years and I still love it. I also have recently found out that I can just bake whenever I want to. So banana muffins has been something I've made twice already. Same with peanut butter cookies. I made those twice too. But the peanut butter cookies, you know, I found a prepackaged thing and made them. These banana muffins, fucking scratch, baby. I get so many compliments on them. People are like, this is the best banana muffin I've ever had. They're like, what's your secret? What's your recipe? I'm like, brother, I just searched up banana muffin recipe and it was the first one I clicked on. It was like an all recipes. It's good. I can link it below for you guys if you want because it's so good and it's super easy to make. They are only in the oven for like half an hour. You only need 3 bananas and then everything else you use to like usually bake. And you do not need to be precise with your measurements because they're muffins. I mean, that's how I feel because I just kind of like do as I do. The recipe is not something to follow. It's more of like a loose set of guidelines. Now it's on to fashion. I love these new pants that my really good friend May got me. May, if you're watching this, I love you. And it's these beaded pants. They are gorgeous. They look so good on me. Oh my god, they make my ass look great. Ooh, I think my only complaint is they don't have pockets. I love the bead work on them. I love the dye. I love the fabric. They just feel comfortable. This also has to do with May, but I've been wearing this like short green skirt and nice green shirt combo. And the shirt was given to me by my friend May. And it is so cute and it's like totally up my alley. It's like letting me live up my 70s hippie ABBA dream. But this combo just looks so good together. I look great. I wear it all the time. Now the last thing I want to talk about is music. First I want to talk about an album, and it is called The Fame by Lady Gaga. I can't tell you how incredible this album is. It's banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. There is not one bad song on that album. And I want to be clear, I'm talking about The Fame, not the Fame Monster, The Fame. It's so good. It's so good. It's got Love Game, Paparazzi, Just Dance. My absolute favorite song for the summer has been Summer Boy. It's so cute. It's so fun. It's so bubbly. I can't believe that one wasn't more played on the radio. I feel like that and Paparazzi are like on the same level of like bubbly fun. I'm just a girl and it's summertime. Incredible. Incredible. I love her. I'm pretty sure she's like my 3rd top artist this month, which is really funny. And the reason why she's 3rd is because my first is Mr. Vince Guaraldi. If you ever watch any Peanut special, you've heard this guy banging on his keys. As a jazz musician, he is my favorite of all time. And I'm a trombone player, not even a piano player. I haven't found anyone to listen to that makes me feel the same way as him. And it's not just his Peanut stuff. He has incredible solo albums, incredible albums with Cal Jagger. Pardon my pronunciation. Man, I love him. I love him so much. He might be my top artist for the whole year. I really want to play an arrangement of On Green Dolphin Street. That's by him for my trombone ensemble, which if you saw my last video, I did a little sneak peek of what I was working on from that. And I finished it now and I'm really happy with how it looked. In terms of jazz, I'm also listening to a lot of Wayne Shorter this month, but that's because I had a gig and we were doing Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers and Wayne Shorter, and I kind of forgot how incredible Wayne Shorter is. He is such a gem and so special to jazz history and the type of music he's made. I love his song Beauty and the Beast. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Everyone I know who's a jazz musician who likes Beauty and the Beast is because of me. It's not really, but I want to take credit for that because I've been listening to this guy since day one. I want to gatekeep the song because I love it that much, but I just can't because it's so good and I keep sharing it to everyone. It's okay because everyone should be able to enjoy this incredible music. And I love playing alongside a saxophone player because I just feel like trombone and alto sound so good together. The harmonies just sound so great. And I was really lucky to play that gig. Now, there's 3 songs I want to talk about this month too. The first one is Only When I'm Dreaming by Minnie Riperton. Every time I listen to this song, I'm like, I like ascend to a new life because I'm like, wow. she is incredible. Her vocals are beautiful. They're so warm. She can just hit those notes. And I don't know if this is like her singing or a whistling kind of in there, like a flute, but I love that that's going on. And the auxiliary percussion, don't even get me started. I love auxiliary percussion. I feel like we have a lack of it in most live jazz settings now. I want more auxiliary percussion. I've also been listening to Girlfriend by Hemlock Spring a lot, which is so funny because I remember how popular that was a couple years ago on TikTok. But for some reason it like came up on my playlist and I was like, fuck, this song is good. I totally forgot how great this song was. I played it for my boyfriend in the car. He goes, damn! He was like, this is popular on TikTok? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I did not remember it, but this is great. And I was like, yeah. By the end of the day, we were both belting it in the car. We were like, I should be my girlfriend. I don't want to be my man. She's so fun and full of life and full of love and full of heart. We need more of that in music, in everything, in life. Now, the very last song I want to talk about is Sea of Love by Cat Power. I love this song. If you ever watched Juno, you would know this song. Something about this song just, it makes me feel a certain type of way. Oh, it's so good. I don't know how to describe it. I need one of you to just pause the video right now, go listen to it, and then come back and you'll understand. It makes me emotional sometimes to listen to. I can't listen to it too much or I'll start crying. Do you guys get that too? Where you listen to a song so much, you're like, damn, this song's so good. And then you just like, you feel like you have to cry because it's just so good. If I have a song that I love so much and I like it so much and I listen to it a lot, I will start crying, especially if I'm showing it to like someone I care about and I'm like, hey, this is a song I love and I want to share it to you, a person I love. And then I'm like trying to describe why I like it while it's playing and I'll be like, it's so good because it does this and it just makes me feel a certain way. Please tell me if that's normal. Please tell me you do that too. Or maybe I just like music too much. I don't know. Those are all my favorites for August. I had a really good month in my last month this summer. I know that school's starting. I'm gonna have new favorites. It's gonna be a lot of music. If you also had a ton of favorites this month, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys loved, especially because I can listen to your guys' favorites and be like, oh, let me check that out. And maybe they'll become my favorites too. And maybe you'll hear about them in the next video because I'm thinking of doing these once a month. I really enjoyed watching them and so I really wanted to make my own and share my piece. So I hope you'll share yours with me. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me hear your guys' thoughts down below and what you loved this month. Bye!